Hello everybody and welcome to GamesVReality, the podcast where we cover all of the VR news, and boy do I have news for you. Do you want to hear the headlines?
I do.
Alright, here are the biggest stories this week. Sony PSVR is coming to PC.
Wow.
Yeah, they just had a hardware adapter get certified, which allows your PlayStation VR headset to connect to a Windows PC, meaning you'll be able to use it for Steam VR and so on and so forth. Breaking news, like actually breaking news. A few hours after doing this podcast, PlayStation just announced the PSVR2 adapter is coming out on August 7. Beardy's not here anymore, so they can't react to it. But I'm going to tell you it's an adapter that splits the PSVR2 cable into 3 different cords, a power, a DisplayPort, and a USB-C 3. PSVR2 says that it will support 4K visuals, but it will not support HDR, headset feedback, eye tracking, and adaptive triggers, as well as haptic feedback. They also said it will retail for an estimated $59.99 US. I wish Beardy was here because the most appealing thing about this headset is the eye tracking. But anyway, back to the headlines, which is exciting, right?
Oh yeah, very exciting.
No, you don't sound excited at all. I think it's a fantastic feat, which is actually a very clever pun I've made because they're also looking at feet tracking. We're going to talk about that.
Gross.
Yeah, fair enough. Alien Rogue Incursion just got its first look trailer, and the internet is divided on the trailer.
Are they?
Yeah, big divide. The next Quest has got an official name, kind of, sorta. A leak from a store page listing has named it the Quest 3S.
Oh, wow.
Meta has gotten everybody angry and excited at the same time. They've been putting ads on Instagram and other sites showing off basically spatial computing, where you have multiple browsers all around your room floating and staying there. But that's not how the operating system works, and people are wondering, is this a sneak peek, or are they just lying to people to sell headsets?
Maybe it's both.
Maybe it's both. All that and more after the theme tune. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to do the headlines, and now we're going to introduce myself and yourself. I'm at Victor Grey on everything on social media, and you're...
I'm at Lord Beardsteak.
On nothing still. You're not
I'm on X, damn it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I checked today. I'm on X.
Yeah, Beardy went to check to get his Twitter page, and he's like, oh, shoot, the username's taken.
Yeah, that's right. Motherfucker's taken it, god damn it.
Yeah,
it was me. I had taken my own name. I just forgotten that I'd signed up, so yeah, there we go. That's me.
It is actually a kind of a big news week, but lots of bits of news. This is your least favourite kind of news week, and my favourite kind of news week. Do you want to hear what else we're covering?
I guess I do.
Okay. If you hear anything you're interested in, you can skip straight to it because I put all the time codes and links to the articles in the description.
Can I skip to it right now?
No, you have to listen to the whole thing.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, sorry. The other stuff we're going to be covering today, Google's teaming up with Magic Leap to create some kind of VR headset.
You could call it a leap in their technology, right?
Boy.
Yeah,
a leap of faith.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asgard's Wrath. Oh, my God.
Asgard. I like
Asgard?
that.
Asgard?
No, it's full of
I'm
ads.
Australian. S is a Z's to me. Asgard's.
Asgard's Wrath.
Yeah, Asgard's Wrath 2 gets its visual upgrade for Quest 3.
Nice.
I've got a picture of an Apple Vision Pro camera. They were out filming Major League Baseball with a 3D camera, so I want to talk about that. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter drops VR support. I've got some new technology to talk about. It's blink detecting glasses.
Ooh.
Along with that, we also have a screenless XR laptop.
Okay.
Also, Xreal's coming out with a 3D camera, kind of, sort of. Also, we're talking about VR helping depression.
Right. Awesome.
And we're going to talk about what I'm doing in VR and what you're doing in VR.
Awesome.
Do you remember the first story?
I don't. Can you tell me again?
It was PlayStation VR 2.
Oh, the feet trackers. PC. I remember this.
No, the feet tracking's coming. But the big one is Sony certifies PSVR2 hardware adapter. This is from Road to VR, but Upload and every man and his horse has covered this story so far. Basically, it's an adapter that'll allow you to plug it into your PC and, use VR on your PC.
So PSVR 2 has foveated rendering, yes?
Yeah, it's got eye tracking.
Excellent. So we can finally have a consumer-priced headset with eye tracking on the PC.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Do you know what the price is on the PSVR 2 right now?
I think it's $5.99 American. Let me have a look.
Cool.
Buy PSVR 2. You have a PS5, right?
Yes, I do.
But it's 879 Australian, so that's like 600 US.
Interesting.
I'll type in US. Let's have a look.
Well, I want to know what the next headset up is in terms of eye tracking. Like, is this the cheapest eye tracking headset you can buy?
It's the headset you always forget about.
Yeah. Oh, the Pimax?
The Quest Pro.
Oh, the Quest Pro. My favorite headset of all of them. It's so pro.
So basically, there is some GPUs that are compatible with the link that PlayStation has that allows you to, because it does power plus a display port plus all of the kinetic information. It covers everything over this one cable.
Expensive cable.
There were some GPUs that could do it. I think it was a previous series of Intel GPUs.
Okay.
But then they're like, well, then not everybody can use it. So we're creating this adapter.
Sure.
And that will allow every GPU to support this.
Nice,
and then we can have mass market adoption.
Okay.
This makes the PSVR2 way more attractive, right?
Totally. I have never considered buying one, even with a PS5, until this exact moment.
Yeah, because I love my Quest 3, don't get me wrong. But if there was one big downside to it, is one, you don't have eye tracking / foveated rendering.
Sure.
But two, it's the data rate when you connect it to the PC, because it's just over USB-C. It's just not very good.
Okay.
So I don't know what the quality is going to be like on the PSVR 2, but it's just probably going to be better than the Quest 3.
As someone that uses the link cable with the Quest 2 every day, literally every day, it feels on par with the Vive to me. But maybe with my shitty eyes.
Yeah, you got the blurriest vision in the world.
I do.
But like the Quest 2 has a better screen than the Vive. And then you connect it to a PC and it's back at the quality of the Vive.
In theory, yeah. I guess it's got a lower field of view as well. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this is exciting. I'm pumped for this.
I'm pretty pumped for it as well.
Also, while I was trawling the internet, I found an article talking about how Sony could be working on VR shoes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Game Rant covered this. They say Sony is developing virtual reality foot sensors for immersive gameplay, allowing players to control characters with their feet.
Excellent. Well, hey, look, football games are very popular.
Do you think?
Yes.
Would you play PlayStation 5 on the couch with a VR headset and track your feet too?
I don't think I would, but I think if I can get my grandma playing this, which would be very impressive because she's dead.
The Wii model.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like if you can open this up to the Wii market, they've already got all those other fetishes covered.
Okay.
Hang on.
Hang on to what?
That's the new peripheral. Yeah, this is good. This will be good if
hey,
it can.
Look, you're really struggling to rationalize feet tracking, and I'm just going to stop you and say this article says they're probably not going to do this. It sounds like they just did the technology, patented it, and now no one's going to have it.
I'm actually reading that off the screen right now. That's verbatim what they said on Game Rant. So that's pretty cool. It
sounds like they just did a bit of research. They're like, we can do feet tracking. Sure. I can't see a practical thing for this specifically for PS5 because they mostly do sitting couch VR.
Pedals. How about this, right?
Yeah.
Racing games are fucking huge.
Would it be able to do up and down or just side to side?
Well, it's tracking, right? If it can track your hand going up and down, I'm sure it can track your foot going up and down.
I will say, and I haven't tested this myself, but the Quest 3, and I think the Quest 2, but definitely the Quest 3 can do full body IK. It can do it because there is a WebXR app you can go onto now in your browser and it will show your full body tracked in wireframe to show that it is possible. So, I mean, maybe it's not far off, but I don't see feet tracking as a big priority.
You're saying this right now, but when you're playing footsie VR in like 12 months, you're going to be like, where was my passion in the sector? Where was my excitement for this technology?
That's true. I guess what I'm underestimating is people's interest in feet.
You're underestimating that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, this is probably going to be huge.
Every week so far for this podcast, we've covered something that is at least some kind of peripheral to be used with our sponsor. This week, this podcast sponsored by Pornhub.com.
Oh, boy. Oh, dear. Rogue Incursion got its first look trailer. Do you remember?
What's Rogue Incursion?
Alien Rogue Incursion.
Alien Rogue Incursion.
So there are two big games coming to VR this year. One is Batman.
Marvel's What If VR.
Yeah. One is Batman and one is Alien Rogue Incursion.
Great.
Batman's just for Quest 3. It's not going anywhere else. But Alien Rogue Incursion's going to PS5, Steam, and Quest 3. We just saw the trailer hosted by PlayStation.
We did.
Your very first thought was my very first thought, and it was the very first comment on the video, which
Where are the feet trackers? Why don't we have feet integration in this game?
Your second thought was...
Man, where are the frames? I don't know where the frames are in this video.
It's so weird. The frame rate in the video is very low.
Totally. It's only a couple of shots of gameplay, but there's some choppy frames, like on the reveal shots of the alien and all this kind of stuff, and it makes me wonder if it's is it a recording problem? Is this what the game's going to look like?
Well, it's been up for approaching a week now. Not quite a week, but it's been up for a while. And
I only get my VR news from you during this podcast, so I didn't see it. But just having watched it, I don't know. Have they commented on it at all? Have they responded? Is there controversy that they're responding to?
No, but a lot of people are like, we're excited, but what is that frame rate?
Yeah.
Especially VR. 30 is the minimum for video of VR, but you would expect to release it at 60 frames, because that's what it should be at.
Totally. Something that makes me feel slightly okay with this is that I have played raw data. I didn't play it on the PlayStation VR when it came out, but I played it on the Vive a long time ago. Frames were fine. It played pretty well.
Yeah, I got faith in the developer, but... Ugh.
Yeah,
the game itself. I never played Isolation, but you've played Alien Isolation, and you were saying this kind of looks like the worst bit of Alien Isolation.
Yeah, there's a bit in Alien Isolation where you're dropped into a tunnel with a bunch of eggs, and there's multiple aliens at that point. Spoiler for a game that's 7,000 years old. And yeah, that was very stressful, and that's what this looks like. But maybe this has got a whole different game mode that I haven't even encountered yet that will make it fun. So
yeah, I'm still very hopeful.
My favourite part of Alien Isolation was that it was a retro, futuristic world that I'm walking around in. And when I played it in VR, that looked really cool. And
so you just wanted an empty map with a cyberpunk theme playing in the background.
Totally, and nothing chasing me.
And you're just pressing buttons.
Yes, and they go... because it's the 70s. Instead of beep, beep, boop, bop, which is now, for everything. Maybe they showed the low frame rate because they're scared of false advertising.
Which would make sense because our next story is about Meta falsely advertising.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Wow, how did you do that?
I don't know. It was just off the top of my head, actually.
Wow,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to edit that.
No, that's really impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Meta has been advertising the Quest 3. I saw this ad on Instagram, and then I saw somebody talk about this on Reddit, and it's since been picked up by other news sites.
Yep.
It's an ad showing someone using the Quest 3. And they have a screen in front of them. They're in a mechanic shop. They have a screen in front of them.
Yep.
And then they roll around on their little rolly chair. And there's another screen somewhere else. And they're holding a screen in their hand as they roll around. So there's 3 screens. But it's working like Apple's spatial computing idea, where the screens just stay in the space that they're put. They're not following you around. Currently, the OS just has 3 windows that you can have. And it's attached to a dock.
Yep.
It doesn't really work the way it is in the ad. Half of the internet is like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Meta is teasing an OS update. And the other half of the internet is saying, this is the scummiest thing Meta's done. They're falsely advertising how the headset works.
I suppose. I don't know. When I looked at this, the thing that stood out to me at first was the setting.
Yeah, mechanic shop?
Yeah, totally. Every single time I see an
dark.
ad, yeah, that's right. Every time I see an advertisement for this headset, it's always in a different location, and it kind of feels like they're trying to pander to someone, but I don't know who the hell they're pandering to.
Well, it's funny you say this because I saw another Instagram ad, and it was a man who had a new baby. And he's like, I got to make the pram or whatever, make the cubby thing.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have a baby. I don't know. I watched the ad. And so what he did, he put his headset on and he was Googling screws and then comparing it to the screw he was holding. And then he made his entire IKEA flat pack
interesting.
in VR. And I was like, no one would do that.
No.
I've got a flat pack upstairs. It's been sitting in the house for 9 months. I'm tempted to bring it downstairs and put it together in VR just to test this ad.
Yeah, totally. You got the IKEA instructions open in a tab
next
to you. No, I guess not.
Yeah, I just used Meta's new AI.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if this is going to link in at all with that. Remember that hidden button that you were talking about that you saw that was leaked?
That
some dude accidentally found a button that made the screen follow you in the space.
Yeah. So last week, someone on Reddit posted that they had discovered a button that they don't know how they found it, but it's on all of their pages. If they press it, it locks to their orientation, so it'll just float in front of them.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter where they move in the space, the screen will follow them. Yeah, totally, which doesn't happen in this video, but like imagine if they are preparing a whole suite of UI enhancements or something like that, and that's what people are... Yeah,
it'd be really good if that was the case. What I think has happened is the marketing team made an ad, and none of the engineers were involved in the ad.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, God forbid that happens, eh?
Yeah.
Well, it does look like Apple Vision Pro, as you're saying. Like, it looks like they're trying to just kind of advertise the Quest 3 as like a competitor to spatial computing for all those people that are using this in their mechanic.
I can't wait for that spatial computing idea of things staying where you put them.
Yeah.
Like right now, you're locked in at only having 3 windows.
Sure.
And they can only be next to each other. Mm-hmm. I can't wait till you have, even if it was still just 3, but I could put them in different spots in the room.
Sure.
That'd be great.
No, that'd be great.
Well, the marketing team screwed over the engineers, but then I feel like the developers screwed over the marketing team.
Oh.
Yeah. The name of the next Quest.
Okay.
Did you hear about this at least? Did you hear about this story?
I didn't, no.
What are you doing providing news to people?
I'm trying to remain as in the dark as possible throughout the week, so when you reveal to me the news, I go, wow, that's so cool.
I'm going to make up fake news next week.
Great, excellent.
And just see if you notice.
That's going to be great for the listeners.
All right, okay. So an app posted on the Meta storefront, and it listed all of its compatibilities, and one of them was the Quest 3, and another one was the Quest 3S.
Uh-huh. Are we going to get the Quest 3X in the next couple of years, and that's going to confuse the shit out of me?
Yeah, you're worried about the Xbox thing.
I'm totally worried about it.
So we don't know if the Quest 3S means a lighter version of the Quest 3, or it could be the better version of the Quest 3, and there's still going to be a Quest 3 Lite.
We looked at the specs for this rumoured headset last week, did we not?
Well, we don't know what that one's called, but it was rumoured to be called the 3S.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So I wonder what we're going to see.
Anyway, someone's getting a call from Mark Zuckerberg.
Well.
We don't get any more information out of this. In fact, after listening to this segment, I think people would know less than what they knew before they listened to this segment.
Well, that's what it's like to be a co-host on this podcast.
Yeah. But anyway, that's exciting. It sounds like it is a real thing. And it's probably happening. Hopefully it comes out like Christmas time.
Yeah, totally. I want to buy this headset, like dead set. I'm not going to buy a Quest 3 right now because I'm not forking out the cash for it. But if you just give me just maybe a slightly lower price point than what the Quest 3 is selling as, I will buy that. I'll put myself in debt to do it.
Yeah.
I will.
Google's teaming up with Magic Leap in order to make some kind of headset. But we don't know what and we don't know how. Now, you didn't remember what Magic Leap was, and then I reminded you.
You did.
They were a tech startup. They were like, we're revolutionizing holographic displays. And they like raised billions of dollars from tech bros.
It's very impressive.
Like Google put in $500 million themselves.
Interesting.
And then they released a headset that was basically the same as a Windows mixed reality headset.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough.
And I think it was listed in a bunch of news articles as like the biggest flop of flop of whatever year.
Well, that's impressive considering that Google Glass was cancelled around the same time, right?
Well, it wasn't a flop because they weren't selling it.
I guess they didn't sell it. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Can't really flop if you don't sell it.
But they have announced that they partnered with Google for a project. That's pretty much all the news we have.
Okay.
I don't have any faith in Google doing VR, but I'm more than happy to see more people join the market.
Yeah, totally. And like we're in this weird transition right now between VR and AR, and everything seems to be like a mix of both. So whatever one takes off first. If they've got that Google money, maybe they'll do it. I
was reading an article a post on Reddit, and they were saying they're really upset that HP left the VR market because their Reverb and Reverb G2 were really good headsets. They were like, they were engineered so well, and it was just great to have somebody putting that much effort into VR.
Totally. And we want that. We want like a working man's headset that you can just buy that gets cheaper and cheaper every year. Like a Lenovo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But HP dropped out, and do you know who else dropped out?
No.
The developers of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Oh.
Because they just announced they're no longer supporting their VR version of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so again, I saw this on Reddit, but it links to their actual Steam post. And what they said was, on Friday, we'll be removing the option to buy the VR version of Vanishing of Ethan Carter for new players. If you already own the title, nothing is changing. You can still access it as before. This decision was made because we can no longer support this version of the game. We cannot guarantee it will work. with new VR headsets or OSs.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
Thought with me.
Okay. This is a VR version of the game that's sold separately on Steam, correct?
Let me just confirm that. I don't know if it was...
Yep. That's what it looks like. Yeah, because it's got VR
it's
in
a
that
DLC. So you buy the game and then you get the DLC.
Interesting. Okay.
It had mixed reviews with 172 user reviews.
Which, we'll forgive them for that.
Yeah.
When you were bringing this up, I was thinking about how, like, right now, if you want to go play Fallout in VR, it's like, great, well, obviously it's on sale. Fallout 4 is on sale, like, with all the other Fallouts because the show came out. I'm going to go buy that. The VR version right now is $85 AUD. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah. That's a lot, especially when you're looking at the $15 Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition that's on Steam for Pancake. Wow. I mean, for flat screen. Are we going to see the same thing happen with those games? Is Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 VR eventually going to be just like delisted because the HP Reverb 9? Oh wait, sorry, they're gone. The new headset of the week came out, and they're not going to support it.
People accept that, like, if you buy a PlayStation 3, then you get a PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
they have come to accept that those PS3 games can't be played on the PS4, even though in your brain you're like, it should be able to play.
Yeah.
But I think with headsets, it makes even more sense that sometimes they're not always compatible because the technology is moving so fast.
Totally. And every headset comes out with a different set of controls, and unless you're playing that exclusively with Steam VR where you can rebind those controls, like, you're running into playability problems and, like, you're not going to jump into the goddamn Steam VR remapping settings, and you're an enthusiast for this product. I can't imagine someone that's like a first-timer jumping in and doing the same thing.
I understand where they're coming from, but it sucks. But it also, I would say, this might be more common.
I think it is, and it's mainly because of the way that VR is growing as a platform. It's like, is it a mode? Is it something that you're selling as a separate title? If that's the case, do you need to make a profit on that for VR to be even a worthwhile venture? I'm totally happy for the developers to get extra money to support VR, and if this allows them to do it, then it's great. But if this strategy also results in like a limited lifespan for that playability, then I don't know. Makes me concerned.
Makes you sad, bro.
Makes me sad. I didn't play. Did you play that? Did you play Ethan Carter in VR at all?
I never did. It looked scary. Is it scary?
I don't know. I never played it myself. So maybe that's why they're cancelling it, because no one bought the fucking game.
That might be the issue. All right. It's the world's first screenless laptop.
Wow.
This is kind of like interesting, right?
Kind of. I hope so.
Okay. So this is from lilypudding.com, which is the first website I saw this on, but everyone's gone on to cover this, so normal people are talking about it.
Okay, great.
Spacetop G1 is a $1,900 laptop that uses a pair of augmented reality glasses as a display.
Nice.
So this is a laptop. All right. Okay, we're back. We just had a technical difficulty because our podcast recorder cut out because ads playing on the website I was reading the article from interrupted the microphones, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then Beardy just said, could you imagine having technical difficulties when you don't have a screen on your laptop?
That's exactly right. If I'm using the headset through Link and I want to access like desktop browsers or something like that, and it all fucks up, I can at least get up out of my chair and go look at the desktop and then fix that. What happens when you're using a device where the screen is exclusively a pair of glasses that might have the same issues as our current headsets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the glasses... Okay, so this is a laptop. It doesn't have a screen. Where the screen goes is basically a sunglasses holder. Mm-hmm. These are glasses with a screen inside the glasses and then a cable running to the laptop.
Oh, so they're cabled. They're not wireless.
They are cabled.
Okay.
But, I mean, glasses break.
They do. Very
all
easily.
The time.
Yeah.
So, like, these might last 3 months for some people. And then they're going to
be
break
less
them.
for me. Absolutely less for me. I'd put them in my pocket even though they're tethered, and I'd sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what I would do?
What would you do?
I'd go to the toilet but leave my glasses on and just pull the whole laptop with me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Unhygienic as well as negligent.
Yeah.
Is this like it's a full laptop, right?
It's a full laptop.
By the way, let's not read too far into the fact that an ad hijacks a microphone.
Yeah, that's very off-putting. Sightful's Spacetop G1 is a mobile computer that is basically a laptop with built-in screen because it it uses a pair of Xreal Air 2 Pro glasses.
Okay. So
to give you a 100-inch display.
Sure.
It costs $1,900, I'm presuming US.
Okay.
Basically, a screenless laptop with 79-key keyboard, multi-touch touchpad. I love that you have to say keyboard
and touch.
But no display. Instead, it has two USB 3.2 Gen Type-C ports that you can use to connect peripherals, including AR glasses that come with the device.
Great. Awesome. I want to
So
debug
if those
screen.
ports break, you also don't have anything.
Yeah, is this one of those things where you can buy the replacement glasses, or are you buying the whole laptop all over again when you drag it into the toilet or something?
You would have to buy another pair of Xreal glasses if they broke.
But do they come separately, you know?
They come with it, but if you break them, I'm assuming you would have to just go to Xreal and buy them separately. It looks cool. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I don't like that the glasses holder's in the laptop because it kind of makes it less compact. I'm doing some movie magic.
Ooh.
I'm going to come over and show you it
Movie
close.
magic as in you're actually moving, not movie. Oh, man, it really bulges out kind of weird. Is that your spatial computing, or are you just happy to see me?
Yeah. No, it does bulge out really weird, but what did you think of the picture I showed you?
Inspires a lot of confidence.
A little double entendre there for
yeah.
everybody at home.
Yeah, look, if this was anyone other than just a startup saying, hey, trust me, it's going to be the best thing ever and you've never seen anything like this before, also pay $1,900, I would be super excited. But it's not. It's all of those things. So you buy one. Tell me how it is, and then I'll buy one in maybe 3 years when it's the second one. You know?
Okay. Hey, I've got another slightly related story.
Okay.
So there's more and more of these Xreal glasses or just AR glasses. They're basically little screens that hollow display in front of your eyes, and you can put a piece of black in front of them and it'll turn into a 100-inch really good screen.
Yep.
I've never used one myself, but
Neither.
I think I'm going to... One day, you'll come to my place or I'll go to yours and I'll just be wearing them and you'll be like, wait a minute.
I'll be like, take them off.
I'm so keen.
Yeah.
They just look so bad right now.
They do. I've been excited for this shit since Google Glass, and that was really expensive, and I never tried it out, but I heard it was fine.
Yeah. So, Xreal launches Android-powered Beam Pro with 3D cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot to put this in what we're covering.
Okay.
I'll say it right now.
That's fine.
Okay, so the Xreal glasses you can plug into your Android phone.
Yep.
And then you use it. You use your Android phone as a remote.
Okay.
And then Xreal's like, what if we made a device that's basically an Android phone, but it's not a phone. It's just dedicated for the Xreal.
Okay.
So it's running Android. It's the size and shape of a phone. It's a little bit thicker. Basically, it's a battery. It's a battery and a CPU for your glasses.
Okay.
So it runs a cable down and into your pocket.
That sounds suspiciously similar to another very popular enterprise headset.
Not really, because it's an interface. It's got a screen.
It's got a screen on it.
So it's not
okay,
like the Apple Vision Pro where it's just a battery. This has a screen on it. You can run apps. You can do searches and
That's
stuff.
what I thought that the Apple Vision Pro was going to do. I
Yeah.
dead set thought that they were going to have some kind of, at least a CPU in the thing, if not a screen that you could interact with.
Yeah,
because you're carrying it around as a mandatory device. You may as well use that for something else.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't see the point of this. They're like, but we have phones. But this is like, so you're not using battery on both.
Yeah.
But this new version that they're releasing has two cameras on it at a stereoscopic distance apart.
Yeah, okay.
So you can make spatial video.
Great. Everyone's favourite video platform.
I love spatial video.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I'm pumped. It is so much better than VR 180 3D.
Oh, sure. But are you watching those all the time?
I would if there was more content, but there's just not a lot of content. I'll show you a few videos after this podcast.
You don't want to see the videos that he shows.
Oh, boy. No, but VR 180 is a great idea, but we're not there yet. We don't have the bandwidth to play that much video.
Yeah.
So instead, I'd rather a much smaller little portal of 3D.
Sure.
Which is what Apple Spatial Video is right now.
Yeah, you're right.
And then this is also recording that kind of spatial video. I'm 100% on board with this. I doubt the camera's going to be any good, but I want to see more spatial video cameras.
Yeah, no, totally.
Now, the big deal with this is Apple Spatial Video, its lenses are quite close together. They're like 2 centimeters, like half an inch apart from each other.
All right.
Where these cameras are about 2 inches apart looking off the photos.
Okay.
So their IPD is a lot closer to human eyes, so the 3D effect will be a lot more pronounced.
I see.
And that's the big difference. And that's what we need in future cameras.
Totally.
A bigger distance between the two lenses.
Yep.
On that, I was cruising around Reddit, and somebody posted that they had seen at a Major League Baseball game some Apple Studio crews.
Okay.
So what's their Apple TV? Some Apple TV crews. And they had an Apple Vision Pro spatial video camera.
Okay.
So this was not any proprietary technology. This was like a zombified camera. It looked like it had Red components. I don't know if you know the camera company Red.
Yeah.
But it had two lenses on the front.
Yep.
And it was clear that Apple was filming Major League Baseball. They were filming something for a spatial video.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
The shot on an iPhone commercials. Wait, that's a headset? No. Is there a headset in that thing, or is it just? It's like it's just a.
Oh, I see why you're confused.
That's why I was confused. I thought
it's not a headset.
Okay.
So this is a camera that they've specially built to make spatial video.
Yep.
To show off their Apple Vision Pro.
Well, that's cool. So wait, you're going to be watching Major League Baseball in spatial video
I think
format?
if you scroll up, you'll say there were a bunch of these cameras around.
Okay.
So they're definitely working on something. Apple doesn't really do whole games like that. I'm more imagining they're doing some kind of like 8-minute documentary about baseball showing off spatial video.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, totally. I want to see the ball come towards the screen like in Shrek 4D, 3D. Remember all those years ago at Queensland at that place?
Hollywood on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, Hollywood on the Gold Coast. That's what it was. Yeah, they had like all the
Shrek
gimmicky 3D movies where something just comes out of the screen towards you and you go, no, don't hit me. I want to see that as a baseball.
100%.
Yeah.
As soon as I get the ability to make spatial videos, I don't have an Apple 15 Pro, and I don't think I'm going to get one anytime soon.
You don't own one of those fucking things.
No. But as soon as I get the ability to make spatial video, I will be posting it all the time.
Great.
And showing it off to like the Quest community and
Excellent.
the PC VR community.
Get ready.
Because I genuinely think where we are right now, it's the better format for watching VR.
Yeah, I would agree.
I got two really quick stories to talk about.
Okay.
One is blink detecting glasses.
Great, excellent.
Yeah,
what are you blinking with? What orifice?
Your eyes.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, these it is a super thin layer that goes onto your glasses.
Okay.
And it's kind of like pressure sensitivity. It detects like electron flow or something or other.
Okay.
But they found it was so sensitive, it was able to detect eyelashes getting closer and further away from the glasses.
Interesting, that's cool.
Which meant it was able to track your blinking,
Yep.
which then in turn could be used for AR technologies.
Nice. I like that. That's cool.
Kind of cool. It would be, so if you want just sunglasses like your Meta Ray-Bans, you want smart glasses, but they're because you want that, they're going to be too small to put cameras to do proper eye tracking.
Okay.
You could just have a small little bit of film
Blink
across
sensor.
your glasses detecting your blinking, and that can be your interaction point.
Totally. You know what that's going to get turned into?
Okay.
Your eye. No, it's not that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's going to get turned into, are you watching this ad or are your eyes closed?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's going to be that Black Mirror thing.
We'll get the Netflix, are you still there?
Totally. Do you know what it's also going to be? If this takes off, right? There's a scene in iRobot where like the side character, she comes in to Will Smith's room, which is full of technology that's all still button-based, and she's yelling at it because she thinks it's all going to be voice-activated.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be walking into that room and going to be furiously blinking at every monitor that she can see, trying to turn it off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun future.
It's going to be that scene from Back to the Future Part 2 where Elijah Wood's like, I got to use my hands.
That's yeah, totally. It's a baby's game.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's cool. I want to know if it can tell the difference between blinking and winking. Because say I want to minimize the application by winking, but I'm going to close the thing by like blinking twice.
Like right click, but right blink.
Totally. So,
But not everyone can wink.
No, not yet. But when this technology comes out, you're going to get like blinking athletes. They're going to be like blinking at a certain rate per minute and the whole thing.
You sign up to like something suspicious and you got to explain to your girlfriend, I sneezed, babe. It's because I sneezed.
Ugh, that's great.
Yeah. Another story I wanted to cover real quick is the world's thinnest lens, just 3 atoms thick.
3 atoms thick?
Yeah, so this technology is actually a Fresnel lens.
Okay.
But it's 3 atoms thick.
Okay. When do we measure thickness in atoms? That's my question. Like how?
When it's really, really thin.
Okay. Well, at that point, it's sharp. It's 3 atoms sharp, Not thick.
Yeah, that's true. It's not thin.
No, totally.
Yeah, razor sharp would be super blunt compared to this.
Yeah.
Physicists from the University of Amsterdam and Stanford University, again, have made a flat lens of only 3 atoms thick, which relies on quantum effects. This Okay, you okay?
It's the buzzwords.
I know. This type of lens could be used in future augmented reality glasses.
Cool.
Using a single layer of unique material called tungsten disulfide, they constructed a flat lens that is 0.5 millimeter wide, but just 0.0000006 millimeters or 0.6 nanometers thick. That makes it the thinnest lens on Earth.
Sounds very breakable.
Super breakable. It's
totally.
basically just a film that you would put on something at this point.
Yeah, totally. You'd hope so.
Rather than relying on a curved shape, this lens is made of concentric rings, which is what a Fresnel lens is.
Yep.
But this is super thin, obviously.
I'm guessing the thinness would prevent the God ray effect that you get with thicker Fresnel lenses
Possibly.
on, say, the Vive.
Or it would be the worst God ray effect.
Yeah, totally. It's real God rays.
I'm going to skip all the sciencey stuff, but
Okay.
they go on to say, another one of the lens's unique features is that while some of the light passing through it makes a bright focal point, most light passes through unaffected. While this may sound like a disadvantage, it actually opens up new doors for using the technology of the future. The lens can be used in applications where the view through the lens should not be disturbed, but a small part of light can be tapped to collect information. This makes it perfect for wearable glasses such as augmented reality.
Okay. Well,
So
that's cool.
basically you can filter light going in and out, but also focus it. It's another tiny little building block for AR technology.
Totally. And look, this might be something that like is the absolute key piece of technology in like wearable glasses in the future that are like all inclusive and stuff. So I'm cool for this to be developed and to make money.
Yeah, so the researchers are now setting sights on designing and testing more complex multifunctional optical coatings that can be adjusted electrically.
Okay.
So that would allow you to, like I said, if you were filtering light in and out of your glasses, you could do it electrically, which means you could start to create images.
Interesting. So we're going to get like, does this mean like bifocals are coming?
Yeah, we're nearly at bifocal technology.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all the news I got. Have you got any news?
I don't have news other than my 7,000 hours in Steam VR, but some of those hours were spent in games I want to talk about.
Oh, well, should we go to the segment, you're doing a thing in VR and I'm doing a thing in VR?
That's our segment. Let's do it.
What thing in VR are you doing?
Well, I want to make a retraction first from last week. I said last week that I was going to bully robots in the wasteland. And throughout the course of this week, robots have been bullying me so much I haven't been able to bully robots in the wasteland.
Boy. All right,
So,
if you didn't listen to last week, you were modding Fallout 4 VR.
I was.
To make it a bit better. You were happy with what you've done, but the last thing you wanted was to add AI voice to the game so you could talk to characters, and you were so confident about it.
I was very confident. I had a whole video. It was a very well put together video by
Someone.
Dead Pixel Gaming. That's who it was.
Oh.
Who has worked with Mantella, the mod guys that have made this GPT-assisted AI stuff happen. And then literally like 2-3 days later after that video released, the next gen update to Fallout 4 broke most of the mods.
You basically spent 5 days smashing your head against scripts
Yes.
and all kinds of menus and
That's right.
and then AI certificates.
Yeah, I was signing up for tokens. I was.
Now that's gaming.
Yeah, that's right. The whole point of this is to say that it didn't work so much that I played another game in VR.
It broke you, so you gave up on Fallout 4.
That is correct.
And you went for We Have Fallout at Home.
That's right. I played Outer Worlds in VR using the Unreal Engine injector. I don't think I would have played Outer Worlds had I not played a Bethesda game immediately prior, and it's because they play very similarly.
Yeah. I played it when it first came out. It was on Gamepass. I loved it.
Nice,
But I played
awesome.
2D.
Yeah. I tried to play it in 2D when it came out, and it just didn't grab me at the time. But when I jumped into it in VR this time, I was very impressed, not only in the game, but also how it worked out of the box.
We got construction noises in the background.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, boy.
I used a profile from unrealprofiles.com.
UEVRprofiles.com.
That's
There's
the
a
one.
dash in there somewhere.
There's a dash in the air,
You
totally.
figure it out.
And it gave me 6DoF and motion-controlled aiming in the game. Wow. So I'm walking around in the space with, in theory, a room scale kind of setup, and I can aim with my hand.
That's great. And the first question I had for you was, that game has bullet time. What was that like?
It was great. It was fantastic. Bullet time for some VATS in Fallout 4 VR is broken just a little bit, where you can like start shooting at people and you hear the slow motion gun sound effects for the first mag, and as soon as you reload, it just plays like the standard old like non-slow-mo gun sound. So you're just in VATS, kind of going pew, 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 and it just does not have the same kind of ring to it at all.
It's not satisfying.
It's not satisfying, that's correct. So that's not broken in Outer Worlds, which is great. I tested the Unreal Engine injector with Outer Worlds about 6 months ago, and they had a bunch of bugs. A lot of those have been fixed in the last couple of months. So revisiting this experience, it was instantly like, wow, this feels like instantly more like a VR native game.
Yeah, there's something about trying a game, and if it's not quite there yet, you're instantly turned off. So if you have tried it in a few months ago and you weren't happy, go back to it, because it sounds like it's great now.
Totally. Please play it, because it feels great.
Cool.
That's it. I felt like I didn't even skip a beat from Fallout 4 to this, just on a gameplay level.
Yeah, cool. I'm super jealous because I loved that game at the time, and I wish I played it in VR.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't play it in Pancake, and I'm really glad that I played Starfield before this.
Oh, yeah.
Because this feels like a sequel that improves upon Starfield, but it came out about 6 months prior.
Yeah, Starfield feels like a game from 2010.
Yeah, totally. Hey, but I would play it in VR. So.
Hey, I'm doing a thing in VR. Do you want to hear about my thing in VR?
I do.
All right, I'm Xbox Gamepassing again.
Oh, wow.
I'm playing 2D games in VR once more.
Excellent.
I haven't started playing yet, but I just discovered Xbox Game Pass has Hellblade 1 and 2.
Oh, really? Nice.
So I'm going to play those two this week.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I'll get through both of them, but I'm going to sink some hours into that.
The first one was visually very appealing.
Yeah, I don't have the PC to run Hellblade 2. It's
Really?
Just, I'm sure I could play it, but it's not going to be where it needs to be. So I'm really keen to see what the cloud gaming version of it looks like.
Awesome.
And if you want to complain about this episode of the podcast, you can go to
GamesVRealityPod@gmail.com. Tell us when we're wrong.
Yeah, this is probably the worst episode as far as a production side goes, because
right.
we've had the recording dropped out like 3 times today. Plus we have construction on the outside. Plus my iPad's not working, so I can't share my screen to Beardy. Oh my golly.
This is why teenagers are depressed.
Yeah.
All right? So 7,000 hours into Steam VR is not going to fix this shit.
Yeah, you know what? Let's leave reality. I'm too sad right now. I need some virtual reality.
Totally,
Let's end it here.
Yep, games v reality. You know, bro. Like the games are better. You know. The games
Oh yeah, I also follow.
Oh yeah, follow us. Oh, follow me.
No.
Follow me.
No one's gonna follow you.
Yeah, well, please do, because like I post on X all the time. So like, you know, do that.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.